Welcome to the Backyard Professor Responds videos. Here we go. Congress apparently has gotten so informed now that Representative from Missouri, Eric Burleson, has said, we know there is a crash retrieval program, and we know there are alien bodies in craft. Now, this is interesting. This is interesting. I just ran across this on I believe the guy that talked about this is a relatively new YouTuber in the UFO community, Cosmic Road. I like him. He's very energetic. He's very enthusiastic. So let's give him a hand of applause for jumping on this bandwagon. And Cosmic Road is talking about this interview. I didn't quite catch who interviewed Burleson originally, but the highlights of Cosmic Road's interview are enough that I want to share my thoughts on this. This whole subject stinks, and yet this whole subject is absolutely fascinating. And there is hope. Congress appears to be getting better informed to the point where they do know they have to have more hearings, and they will seek to have subpoena powers. This is what we're wanting to help get the information out. We're hoping, to us, the public. But if nothing else, we have to make sure Congress has the power to do their job without it being hidden from them. I see this as a deep positive. Let's roll the tape or video. Yeah. This is cool. This is fun. I've got a couple of clips. And the nice thing is, he says that him and his committee, wait till you hear who his committee is, they are going to go aggressive on this. They have made their decision. It's not, well, we're still looking to see how we're going to do it. Nope. They've made their decision. So the future looks a little brighter if they're serious. That's what I'm saying. Cautiously optimistic. I know that's the watchword, though. But at least we have cautiously optimistic instead of me always lamenting and boo-hooing and calling everything wrong, idiotic, and lies. I would much rather be cautiously optimistic. And after this, I am.
I have no doubt that there is a crash retrieval program. And that they're studying what craft that they retrieved, whether that's extraterrestrial or non-human is of another, it's yet to be seen.
Yeah, of course, he's not going to go all the way there. He's not going to definitively say they're alien, but he is saying there is a crash retrieval program that is hugely significant. He also talks about having David Grush on the staff.
Everybody knows that we've hired him. I don't want to, at the end of the day, have this be what the disappointment levels that we've seen before. And I'm not suggesting that we're going to have that moment where it, I'm able to go directly into a room and film a UFO. But I'm also trying to do that. I'm trying to get to that point where we get into a space, to where we can see any of these crash retrieval vehicles and see any of the alien biologics, anything and everything. So we're going aggressive, and I've got a good partner with Tim Burchett and Anna Paulina Luna. So we've got an aggressive team, and I think we're going to go after it.
Love it.
Okay. That's nice. Burleson, Luna, Burchett from Tennessee, and Grush. And he says they're going after it. They're going after it to the point to where they genuinely want to film the UFO. Look, same old song, same old dance? No, I don't think so. We weren't hearing this type of definitive talk just 2 years ago from Congress people. So I'm so with you. This is progress. Oh, don't say that word again. But this is a difference. This really appears, it has all the appearance now of moving the football down the field. They have taken steps. They pulled Grush online. They formed a committee of how many YouTube videos of Luna and Burchett have we all seen where they're screaming, let's go, let's get it going. And now Burleson, there is a hearing scheduled, or did they already have it? I don't know. This month in April. Gosh, I hope I haven't missed it. I might have. I'll double check that. But see, it's not just talk anymore alone. It appears to me that and this takes time, but they are putting it out. They're reaching out. We're going after this. That's my impression. Now, to cement that impression, I have just a couple more shorter clips that I want to share with you.
When we had a meeting with oversight staff and Annaplea and Luna, we had a really productive meeting. Grush, it was like drinking from a fire hose. He gave probably 20 different names of individuals, some that you've heard of, but most of them I've never heard of being discussed in the UFO community, and these are all people that have been read in on the programs, according to Grush, and then some of them are retired, some of them are active. He also gave us an indication as to which ones will be hostile and which ones will not. So by hostile, what I mean is that they're not going to willingly come forward and provide information like he did. They're not, they don't want to talk about this topic. And if we were to bring them forward, they would probably say, I can't, or I don't recall, or I can't speak to that. Right. So that would be a hostile witness. So we want to get, there's some people that we may have to bring forward and subpoena to bring forward. And so that's kind of how that conversation went.
So again, observe, they've been meeting. Congress has been learning more and more and more about names and what side of the aisle many of these 20 people are, that many they have never even heard of. Look, I know we've been at this decades. This stuff takes time, but these are the members of the United States Congress getting the information unobstructed now. This is a big difference. I'm going to emphasize that. I have been saying ever since I started my own UFO emphasis in my podcasts, in my shows, that we need to empower Congress. We are now seeing that, which is very important. I'm quite excited about this. One more short clip.
Either way, it's pretty darn exciting that we do live in an era where it's actually possible that members of Congress pushing for UFO information, getting information directly from the UFO control group, essentially, names and places, and being able to call these people forward and interview them, whether willingly or unwillingly. There actually is the possibility that these Congress people could go to the sites themselves and get an eyeful of alien bodies and technology And there's even a distant hope that they could share that with us, guys. It's a crazy world we live in. So kudos to David Grush, kudos to Eric Burleson and everybody on the task force and everybody that involved on the House Oversight Committee for pushing this forward. This is amazing, amazing stuff. This is a new day, guys. A new day of UFO disclosure.
This is the key here that I want to emphasize. It is a different day with a different approach from members of Congress, and it's been a slight increase. I agree. It's not going as fast as we want it just yet, but there are being more and more hearings and more scheduled, with now this House Oversight Committee, the one who needs to have the power, is getting the information, which is going to give them the power, which is a movement forward to come to better knowledge, even to the point of seeing for themselves. This is serious progress. Congress is now moving on this for disclosure. He said they're going to be aggressive. They appear to be getting their information aggressively, and now they're going to start acting on it. That's different than it was 2 years ago. You have to count that as a pure positive, and it would be remiss of me to once again emphasize something else that so many people, for whatever reason, overlook. And I believe in giving credit where credit's due. Now, I call bullshit where it's happening as well. But when credit is needed, I give it, because we're all working for the same thing, right? What's real? Is this valid phenomenon or not? That's what we're working for. 2017, Lou Elizondo stepped out of the shadows into the light. I don't care if you like him or hate him. I don't care what you think of him. That is irrelevant. From technically 2004 with David Fravor and the Tic Tac videos, which in 2017, Lou Elizondo stepped out and got those videos, and the New York Times picked up the story. There is where the credit for opening up, giving our representative government power to do more on this topic, to get us disclosure. We all ought to be clapping and cheering right now, seeing that this isn't just empty words. We are seeing progress where it needs to be sorely, seriously, and we're seeing it in the Congress with the House Oversight Committee, with a very strong committee, with a very strong-willed committee, who is going to take this as far as, no, we're the Congress, we want to see it, and we're going to video it and take the pictures too. That's cautiously optimistically exciting from my point of view. So thanks for watching The Backyard Professor Responds. I will present more as I find it. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. I'll catch up to you just as soon as I can.